I want people to understand that while Fuentes is a very gifted orator and very knowledgeable on a lot of issues, he is not above board and he is not your friend. Just be very clear about that. You can listen to people that are not your friend and get the information that you need. But I'm pulling this up because it describes in good detail the absolute mind-blowing tirade that Trump went on post Melania's statement. And all the while, Fuentes is, well, he's playing the role that he was born to play.
Jumps on True Social and he just tears Alex Jones, Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens, Tucker, and Marjorie Greene a fucking new asshole in this 500-word devastating truth nuke, orbital strike, rods of God bomb of a post. And I don't know why I like it, because directionally I agree with all these people, but there's something that I just like about this. Anyway, so this is the post. This is Trump. He says, I know why Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens, and Alex Jones have all been fighting me for years, especially by the fact that they think it is wonderful for Iran, the #1 state sponsor of terror, to have a nuclear weapon. Because they have one thing in common: low IQs.
You know, I've got the lowest IQ of them all. I just like to talk with my big hands. My name is Nicholas Fraudster Fuentes. I'm a Fed. But this slop, this online slop that we talk about every day, I'm a big part of it, and it pays well. Do you see the super chats he gets? Man, people empty out their bank accounts for this guy.
Stupid people. They know it, their families know it, and everyone else knows it too. Look at their past. Look at their record. They don't have what it takes, and they never did. They've all been thrown off television, lost their shows. They're not even invited on TV because nobody cares about them. They're nut jobs, troublemakers, and will say anything necessary for some free and cheap publicity. Now they think they get some clicks because they have third-rate podcasts.
I don't know what you think is so funny about this, because the fact of the matter is there is nothing third-rate about Tucker Carlson or Candace Owens. Even Megyn Kelly has a sizable show, even though I don't trust her as far as I can throw her. I also am not going to, listen, my opinion of Alex Jones has always been the same. He got what he had coming to him with Sandy Hook. That doesn't mean that he hasn't been prophesizing pretty knowledgeable stuff over the years that he's proven to be right about. And so for Fuentes to be piggybacking on Trump as he continues to spiral out of control, you can see what he's doing, right? He's just trying to make sure that he scoops up as many crumbs from the crumbling MAGA empire that he can for his own, his own empire that he's trying to build. There could not be any other logical explanation, because this is slop. All of what he is saying is slop. Trump is demented. He is absolutely demented. It's absolutely fascinating that you would think, in this case, so much of the jealousy that comes with how he runs his operation, that people would eventually pick up on the fact that he acts like a Fed. He is completely denied the Charlie Kirk Israel connection, which to me automatically makes you guilty. You're automatically guilty if you denounce the idea that Israel had anything to do with Charlie's assassination. And Nick has done that repeatedly. Iran is the #1 sponsor of terror. Yeah.
But nobody's talking about them, and their views are the opposite of MAGA, or I wouldn't have won the presidential election in a landslide. MAGA agrees with me and just gave CNN a 100% approval rating of Trump, not hand-flailing fools like Tucker, who couldn't even finish college. He was a broken man when he got fired from Fox, and he's never been the same. Perhaps he should see a good psychiatrist. Or Megyn Kelly, who nastily asked me the now famous only Rosie O'Donnell question. Or crazy Candace Owens, who accuses the highly respected First Lady of France of being a man when she is not, and will hopefully win lots of money in the ongoing lawsuit. Actually, to me, the First Lady of France is a far more beautiful woman than Candace.
Okay. When you make a statement like Bridget Macron is more beautiful than Candace Owens, you truly are a hater. Candace Owens is beautiful, and Bridget Macron is melting. But believe me when I tell you, I have the best taste, totally the best taste. Listen, I like the colored girls. They're decent people, but listen, Bridget, she's a Frenchie. She probably invented the French kiss. Hey, maybe Trump's gay. Who knows? Maybe he secretly likes the what do they call them? What do they call them in Thailand? Femboy. There's like a name for it. I forget what they call them. Not girly boys. There's a name for it. There's like a specific name for for what they're, whatever. The point is, the idea that you would make a statement like that, so it is femboy. So I was right. Thank you, Ken, I appreciate it. You really have to be at such a level of adolescence in your discourse to say that, oh, well, the Candace is totally ugly. She's not even as pretty as Bridget Macron, and she's pretty ugly. That's pretty pathetic. And meanwhile, Fuentes, acting like the fucking child that he is, thinks that this is funny. Because first of all, he's just, again, a complete adolescent, even though he's pushing 30, I think. But this is the thing. When you're terminally online, this is what you're going to get. I know you think this is funny, but it's not. By the way, Trump just issued an endorsement statement for Lindsey Graham in his Senate race in South Carolina. Meaning that he's a douchebag. That's just gay. And he is very gay in that regard.
In fact, it's not even close. Or bankrupt Alex. I love how it just goes on and on. It just keeps going. He writes, or bankrupt Alex Jones, who says some of the dumbest things and lost his entire fortune, as he should have, for his horrendous attack on the families of the Sandy Hook shooting victims, ridiculously claiming it was a hoax. It's like, and I shouldn't. Why is this so funny to me?
I talk about the slop and the crap and everything all the time. And that's why I get paid. That's why you like it. This is pathetic. There is no mission here. There never was. How did he get you in the first place? How does he get anybody? As I said, he's a good orator. He knows his shit, but he's also a joke. It's nails on the chalkboard, ain't it?
Because you know me, I love Alex, and I love, he's really the only one I like, I guess, but there's something so funny that this is the president of the United States just lighting these niggas up, just lighting them up on True Social, and because they all supported him.
I like how he tries to be edgy, and he uses the N-word with an A and not an R, thinking that that's edgy too. You're not edgy. You're not edgy. You're just a dickhead. Like, that doesn't make you cool. It makes you look like a dumbass. The only time that you actually look defendable, I don't even use that word. The only time you seem reasonable is when you're stuck next to Lil Ben Shapiro. That's about it. Outside of that, you're on your own, pal.
For like a decade and voted for him and shilled for him. And then he just lights him up. He writes, or bankrupt Alex Jones, who says some of the dumbest things, lost his entire fortune, as he should have, for his horrendous attack on the families of the Sandy Hook shooting victims, ridiculously claiming it was a hoax. These so-called pundits are losers, and they always will be. Now, fake news CNN, the failing New York Times, and all of the other radical left news organizations are hailing them and giving them positive press for the first time in their lives. They are not MAGA. They are losers, just trying to latch on to MAGA. As president, I could get them on my side anytime I want to. But when they call, I don't return their calls because I'm too busy on world and country affairs. And after a few times, they go nasty, just like Marjorie Trader Brown. But I no longer care about that stuff. I only care about doing right for our country. MAGA is about winning and strength and not allowing Iran to have nuclear weapons. MAGA is about making America great again, and these people have no idea how to do that. But I do.
As I said, in the grand scheme of the conversation, Trump has completely lost his mind, and he has lost his ability to control the narrative. And we're going to get to why that is the case in a minute. But it is very important that people understand why this is so significant. There is this legitimate split that is happening in this country right now between what I consider to be the anti-war libertarian right movement that is America First. And then you have the neocon, neolib. You want to call it MAGA, MIGA, you can call it whatever you want. My MIGA is a terrible movement, and it's going to fail. Not yet, but we're on our way. I hope that enough people will start to see through the bullshit that is Nick Fed Fuentes, as I like to call him. We'll finish it out.
Because the U.S. is the hottest country in the world. And that is the 500-word message, the literally 500-word Truth Social post from our fearless president of the United States, Donald Trump. And I suppose it speaks for itself. So he really hates these people. And what really is there to say about it that hasn't already been said? He has betrayed MAGA.
It's a shame. But I hope that there is a lesson here that you all can take if you are still listening to this guy. As I said, everything is about the grift for somebody like Fuentes. And I am still seeing a swath of people that think this guy I definitely agree. But there are still a lot of people out there that want to gloss over these statements, that want to pretend like he doesn't say this, and want to pretend like he's not part of the problem. He wasn't named because he doesn't have as big of an impact. Nick is also about the Bucks. But you really have to wonder, how long can you do a shit posting podcast? Like, could it really last for that? Could it last for a career? Is that possible? That's the bigger question.